The 2017 debate, Mario Odyssey versus Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Let's start with the comparisons. Both characters can't really talk. The game's open world, they don't have any supporting characters. Cappy doesn't count, he's basically a weapon. They're both Nintendo, the games are third person, both games have incredible graphics and music, they have very unique main characters, and both games were majorly groundbreaking and a big bounce back for both their franchises. You may not realize it, but having a character that can't talk makes you love him or her more. This way there's no cussing, no saying anything stupid, no bad jokes, no controversial statements. Think about it. The reason why Marshmallow was so popular is because he doesn't talk, and he lets his music talk for him. I love a bad joke here and there, only because they're stupid, but it makes me take the game less seriously.
What does an annoying pepper do? It gets jalapeno face.
If a game isn't an open world game, is it really a game? It can be, but it's hard to do. Something all humans really love is exploring new mystical lands. Open world games make you feel accomplished whenever you find something new. In fact, open world gaming is what drove LEGO Batman 2 to success over LEGO Batman 1. It's the beauty of freedom that really takes hold in these type of games. Supporting characters can be a curse and a blessing. An example of a curse is New Super Mario Bros. 2. Playing multiplayer can be fun, but hard to operate in this game because for every extra player, there's one extra obstacle to the flag. A blessing can be in Call of Duty story mode. The comrades by your side don't talk much, and really just help you kill the bad guys faster. I don't take the perspective of the player when I look for a game, but third person seems to have more success. The past 8 IGN Game of the Year awards all have been third person. This list is 2012 to 2019. Journey, The Last of Us, Dragon Age Inquisition, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Overwatch, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, God of War, and Control being 2019's winner. Another piece of evidence is Fortnite, a free-to-play third-person shooter that has been played by millions since its launch in September 2017. The statistics can do the talking. Third person just seems to be better. Personally, music and graphics mean a lot to me in a game. Music sets the tone for situations in a game and makes the gameplay so much more enjoyable. Graphics can do just as much, maybe more, for a game than music can. Colorful and gorgeous graphics can draw on more attention than you'd think. The character you play as in a game is the person you stick with that whole 20 hours or so. They have to have good combat, personality, and skill. You have to love the character, and it has to be good enough to have multiple fan arts about it. Every franchise loves a comeback game, and these two really did it for me. Switch needed a reason for it to be bought, and Odyssey and Zelda are the reasons. There's always been a war between PlayStation and Xbox, but Nintendo has always been riding on top, giving us a continuous spree of good, indulging, unique games and franchises that PlayStation and Xbox can't deliver. Don't get me wrong, I love PS4 and Xbox, but most of their exclusives are shooters. Nintendo gives us a weird, awesome variety of games with the characters we know and love. If you're a true gamer, whether you're on the PlayStation Nation or Xbox train, Nintendo is always respected as being the king. Breath of the Wild and Odyssey are both brilliant on the same topics, but for different reasons. Mario has always had a small vocabulary, even back in Mario 64 when he didn't even have a mouth. He doesn't have much of a personality either. He just runs and jumps. Link rarely talks. I've only talked to another character in the game about 20 times, which isn't a lot when you base it off how many times you end up interacting with people. All in all, both beloved characters are helpful people. A wise man once said something along the lines of, "A bigger open world map doesn't necessarily mean a better map." An open world game is a game that has a free to roam land, where you can do anything you want. Odyssey is a typical Mario game with many worlds. This time, the same worlds are 3D, along with some new worlds like Lost Kingdom, Metro Kingdom, Cloud Kingdom, Ruined Kingdom, Luncheon Kingdom, Cap Kingdom, Cascade Kingdom, a redesign of Bowser's Kingdom, Lake Kingdom, Wooded Kingdom, and Moon Kingdom. You travel between worlds using the Odyssey, a flying hat with a sail. Each land is an open world, some being bigger and more interesting than others. Compared to other open world games, Odyssey's map size isn't one to brag about, but most worlds are heavily concentrated with puzzles and secrets. Odyssey's pride and joy is its ability to make your character take control of any animals and mob's mind by throwing your hat into them. You can change into everything from a Goomba to a T-Rex. Each world has a different layout according to the different beings you can control. Different puzzles and games you can play with different things you can become. Not every world is a winner though. Some are too small and they're just there for fillers, such as Lake Kingdom, Snow Kingdom, Cloud Kingdom, Seaside Kingdom, Ruin Kingdom, and Cap Kingdom, which is a lot considering there's only 15 worlds. The worlds aren't bad, it's just that I zipped through them all within 5 minutes. Checkpoints in the game are sprinkled about the map. The map's fairly easy to explore, so you aren't exactly wiping your forehead when you find a checkpoint. Breath of the Wild's open world system is amazing. The land of Hyrule is fabulous, and has so much to explore. Game mechanics are rarely reused. At the start of the game, your map on your screen is completely blank, and instead of worlds, there are regions. In each region there's a tall tower that you have to climb, then at the top you insert your Sheikah slate, and that region is added to the map. Breath of the Wild is a huge map that took me hundreds of hours to explore. It's full of giddy surprises that keep reminding you that this game won the Game of the Year in 2017. You can obtain different armor for Link. Each armor has a special purpose. Some are required for your survival. Some up your defense, some make it so you are cooler in the burning heat of the Elden Mountains. Others make it so you can swim up waterfalls in Zora's domain. Outfits aren't that common, so I felt accomplished whenever I acquired one, so I made it a point to collect all the armor in the game. This sets up my next point. In Breath of the Wild, there are shrines which serve as a checkpoint in the game. Each shrine has a little puzzle inside. Once you've completed the puzzle, you are rewarded with a Spirit Orb, and the shrine will now show up blue on your map. There are a total of 120 shrines in the game. You can tell that the creators didn't get lazy with creating puzzles, because each is unique in its own way. Tests of Strength are an exception. If you get all 120 Spirit Orbs, you are rewarded with a full outfit. This outfit is an adaptation from Link's original outfit from the old games. This outfit does nothing for you. It has no special abilities like the other outfits. This map is so good that I am willing to explore every inch of it just to get some silly wilderness outfit. The land of Hyrule is filled with dragons, labyrinths, ancient ruins, giant robots, monsters, kingdoms, a talking tree, a horse with 4 eyes and a beard, and giant snow bowling. Unless you're playing multiplayer, Mario is always a solo worker. The newest installment in the franchise isn't any different. Some could argue that Cappy is a supporting character, but I say he's just a weapon. Cappy is a talking Mario hat. Play the game and it will somewhat make sense. Mario throws him into other animals and he turns into them. He also throws Cappy and kills mobs. Cappy's just a living weapon. There's a multiplayer mode where a player can become Cappy, but they really just do nothing but run into things. In Breath of the Wild, you free roam. There aren't any levels. If you don't want to save Zelda, you don't have to. You can just build a house instead. You can even walk out in a boss fight if you don't feel like you'll win. If there was a side character, they would either 1. Get in the way, or 2. Die. Super Mario Odyssey's graphics are fun, bubbly, and attention-grabbing. The 2 best examples of this in the game are Cascade Kingdom and Bowser's Kingdom. Cascade Kingdom is the unofficial tutorial world in the game. It garners a beautiful waterfall falling over a fossil of Triceratops. Shiny colors and the gorgeous, lush nature are sprawled about. Loud brass music is played in the background to give you this sense of this upbeat island. This world gives you a beautiful sense of what Odyssey will become. Bowser's Kingdom, the second to last world, is based off of ancient Japanese culture. Dark green, red, and gold are booming in your face as you play along. Japanese music is played in the background, getting you hyped up to kick Bowser's ass. Giant Japanese temples are everywhere as you sprint along this fantastic world that makes itself look like Chinese New Year compared to others. The music in Odyssey is well chosen. The orchestra is perfectly placed in each world to make you want to be there longer. Except you can't. You have to rush off to the next world to see what other wonders it may bring. Cap Kingdom has this magical tune that makes you feel like you're in the nightmare before Christmas. Sand Kingdom has your typical desert-type music with the woodwind instrument playing in the background sweetly. Wooded Kingdom has an upbeat keyboard playing as you ascend the rusty towers that are overgrown with vines. A soft piano plays in the Lake Kingdom as you swim through the undersea beauties. The Cloud Kingdom is such a small world, it doesn't even have music, which unexpectedly fits perfectly. In the Lost Kingdom, a soft flute plays as you try to save Cappy from the vulture that kidnapped him. In Metro Kingdom, loud jazz plays as you parkour over the buildings of New Donk City. An accordion plays with nice music as you walk through the wintry village of Snow Kingdom. Soft bells and the sound of the ocean is heard as you glide through the Seaside Kingdom. The Luncheon Kingdom plays music you'd expect to hear at a restaurant at the beach with bongos playing. An evil orchestra plays as you battle Bowser's giant dragon in the Ruined Kingdom. In the Moon Kingdom, aquatic submarine sounds play while you're jumping with low gravity, trying to get to the chapel where Bowser tries to marry Princess Peach. Finally, the Mushroom Kingdom. The Mushroom Kingdom is the world you unlock when you complete the game. There's no music whatsoever. The only sound is Mario's as you use your gymnastic skills to scale Peach's castle. Breath of the Wild's graphics and music are the complete opposite of Odyssey's, and I love it even more. Zelda's graphics look like a painting. The rivers and waterfalls shimmer in the light of the sun. Trees sway in the wind and leaves rustle. The divine beasts are a graphical wonder. Their colossal size makes you want to stare at them forever as they shake the ground with their feet. Hyrule Castle is perfectly recreated to look like it was slowly worn down by Ganon's malice. The Croak Forest is naturally wonderful. Graphics is one of the many miracles to this game you may realize while walking down the path to the ancient Temple of Time in the Great Plateau only minutes into the game. After all this praise I've given to the graphics, the music is not a disappointment. Deep bass sends shivers down your spine while sneaking through the mountain hideout of the Yeager clan. Fast piano is played as you ride your horse through the Hyrule fields while swiftly dodging the fatal blast of the Guardian's blue laser. Groovy Egyptian-style keyboard is played while walking through the shops of the busy desert village of the Gerudo. And most importantly, a dark, brooding medieval organ is played while navigating the never-ending halls leading to Ganon and Hyrule Castle. The melody choices are the best I've ever heard in a video game. Breath of the Wild's music is a playlist to put you to sleep, whereas Odyssey's is upbeat and gets you going. The music for Breath of the Wild and Odyssey reflect how the graphics make you feel. Odyssey's being upbeat and exciting, and Breath of the Wild's being soft, soothing, and beautiful. Mario is one of the most iconic and oldest video game characters of all time, dating back to August 27th, 1986. His character has never been much acrobatic until the release of Mario 64, and even after that, 2D Mario could only run, jump, and crouch. In Odyssey, we see Mario do tricks that we've never seen before, such as ground pound then super jump, jump, hat throw, dive into the hat, bounce, dive again, and dive and roll. If you practice enough, you can take shortcuts to places that would normally take 5 minutes to get to. In Odyssey, Mario's only weapon is Cappy, although it's more than he usually has, for he normally just jumps on his opponents. Link isn't as acrobatic as Mario, but he is a badass. Link gets places by gliding with his glider, climbing, swimming, and running. Along your journey through Hyrule, you can pick up weapons, shields, bows, arrows, and armor. You play as the greatest swordsman in Hyrule, and it shows as you massacre camps of Bokoblins, strike down Moldugas, behead Lionels, blow down Guardians, and slay Dark Beast Ganon all alone. A game needs a good storyline and a villain. The reason why I didn't mention both games having a good story and villain is because they both don't. The main boss in Mario has been Bowser for the past 34 years. The story is the same as it's always been. Bowser takes Peach, Mario saves her, the end. There's minimal creativity in developing the storyline in Odyssey, although it was nice how they added the Boo Dolls. The Boo Dolls are a batch of villains in the Mario franchise. They're 4 bunny siblings, 3 brothers and 1 sister. They bring in a new flair to Mario's boss fights, but Bowser's still the main villain, and the story is still the same. On the other hand, Breath of the Wild story and boss is an upstart to the Zelda franchise. Some could say that they reused the villain Ganon, but I think not. This time, Calamity Ganon is a Malice, an evil spirit-like being. For the first half of the boss fight, he's a spider with a beard, and for the second half, he's a bull. A new creative outlook for the Nintendo team created this game. Breath of the Wild story is enlightening and sad at the same time.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages. This evil has been turned back time and time again by a warrior wielding the soul of a hero and a princess who carries the blood of the goddess. With the passage of time, each conflict with Ganon faded into legend. So listen closely as I tell you of this legend that occurred 10,000 years ago. Hyrule was then blossoming as a highly advanced civilization. Even the most powerful monsters posed little threat to the denizens of the realm. The people thought it wise to utilize their technological prowess to ensure the safety of the land should Calamity Ganon ever return. They constructed 4 mechanical wonders that came to be known as the Divine Beasts. They also built a legion of autonomous weapons called Guardians. The Divine Beasts were piloted by 4 individuals of exceptional skill from across the land. And thus, the plan to neutralize Ganon was forged. Upon Ganon's inevitable return to Hyrule, the princess and the hero fought alongside these 4 champions against this ancient evil. The Guardians were tasked with protecting the hero as the Divine Beasts unleashed a furious attack upon their terrible foe. And when the hero wielding the sword that seals the darkness delivered his final blow, the princess used her sacred power to seal away Calamity Ganon.
That's what was supposed to happen. Instead, different parts of Ganon took control of the Divine Beasts and all the Guardians, and killed the champions. Link nearly died protecting Zelda, so Zelda orders castle guards to take Link to the Great Plateau to regain his strength. Zelda, on the other hand, confronts Ganon in Hyrule Castle, and tries her best to hold back his true terrible power, so Link can have a better chance of destroying him. 100 years later, in the present, Zelda is still struggling with Ganon. Link has awakened but lost his memory. He has to revisit all 4 of the corrupted Divine Beasts, terminate the parts of Ganon inside to free the spirits of the champions, so they can pilot the Divine Beasts as they did a century ago. After he frees the champions, they could now all blast a laser at Ganon, taking away half of his health, so it's easier to destroy him. In the end, Calamity Ganon is destroyed, and Zelda is free from her century-old battle with Ganon. The issue I have with Zelda's ending is that you don't get anything but bragging rights. You don't get a cool skin or a weapon, you just beat the game. When you beat Odyssey, you are granted with a new world, Mushroom Kingdom. Mushroom Kingdom is a testament to Mario 64, for it has Peach's castle with Yoshi on the top, and pictures you can jump through to redo different boss fights. Super Mario Odyssey is a perfect start to your Nintendo Switch experience. Although the Mario franchise was dwindling before this was released, Mario reclaimed his throne in this colorful, fun, smooth, exciting game that was much better than we all expected. I give it an A-. I only did a tutorial of Breath of the Wild at Target once before getting this game. I had no expectations for this glorious piece of art, and as I played, I grew to love it. The Zelda franchise was nowhere near as popular as Mario when I was a child, but the amazing graphics, music, gameplay, and story won me over in this brilliant 2017 phenomenon. In my opinion, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is better of the two. The problem is, Odyssey is too short. The boss fights don't take any more than one try to beat. The worlds are amazing, but I zoom through them too fast. Once you beat the game, which doesn't take any longer than 10 hours, all there is to do is collect moons. After you beat the game, all the challenges are recycled versions of the moons you already got. It'll take about a weekend or two to collect all the moons. Then after that, what are you supposed to do? Play Luigi's Balloon Hide and Seek? I don't think so. Breath of the Wild is a hard game to beat, but not the hardest. It just takes a long time. If you do beat the game, it gives you so much else to do, such as finding all the shrines, completing all the side quests, collecting all the crow seeds, acquiring all outfits, and so much more. If you get the DLC, it gives you a smaller storyline that will take you a while to beat, more outfits, more challenges, and it grants you Master Mode, a harder version of the game. In Master Mode, you can do everything you did in Normal Mode, except the monsters are way harder to beat, and they regenerate health if you don't hit them in enough time. Breath of the Wild just gives more for the player to do than Odyssey, and that's why I love it so much. I give it an A+. I cannot wait for the sequel.
The whole thing does seem to be overkill. I think about